back in Enderal. We're sitting in the noble's quarters listening to this guy who's apparently a prince. But not a prince of poetry because, you know,
so dark and red.
Yes?
any poet knows to, you know, seek their audience well, and apparently, and either Enderalian
Brute lust.
haute couture is a lot different than the rest of Enderal,
Will my soul so small, I fled their calling.
or maybe they just have terrible taste in poetry.
By Malphas, so moving.
In the shackles of lust, presented by the poet.
Yeah, it's an entire
Yes?
poem about how he resisted the siren call of lust with these devils, and after, you know, 5 or 6 stanzas of poem, he then says, and then I left.
Oh yes.
5 or 6 stanzas, you know, and their heaving bosoms and their red crimson lips, and going like, oh, you know, you sure spent a lot of time admiring them, shall we say, before you left. The Dalgase estate. So right now, I'm mostly wandering the noble's quarter because one of the arcanists over in the temple said, "Hey, one of our people is missing. We need them to help transcribe Dwarven ruins. Can you help us?" To which I, being the kind and noble heretic that I am, said, "Sure, why not? The pay's good, right?" Right?
So many strange faces. Well, isn't it nice?
What's the name of this one we're looking for? Elia. Oh, magical symbol over there. Glad I went wandering around. There is a lot of crap here. It's really hitting my frame rates hard. Oh, the magic storage chest here too.
Blessed.
Wonderful.
Yes?
Amidst the sea, before we nymphs of ancient
Oculus, my sir, please. Lord will redeem you for your kindness.
sensuals.
Sure, why not?
Oh, thank you. You truly are a good person.
Oh, yummy. Tastes like cherries. May his light guide you.
Yes, I suppose so.
Yes. What are you doing?
I'm just admiring the waterfall. So that's way up the temple. Is there an inn here, perhaps? Don't spend money like that.
Brute lust.
Perpetual Theatre.
A penny, my sir. Please, just... Thank you. That's really generous. May his light guide you.
The marketplace would have an inn, right? Surely? See, there's the bank.
Huh? Can I help you?
Yeah, you can point the way to an
Move
inn.
along.
Acts like a sublime, Some people just don't know their place.
Lord Hammer's forge work. Sound like a smith guy. Oh, right. I was planning on heading to the city. Because I get the feeling like once you melt down these dwarven ingots, there'll be no way to tell that they aren't stolen. Curses. Nope, nothing happened here. Bye. Neo, who are you?
Huh? Wait, I think I know you. You work for the Order, don't you? Why are those wild mages up in the temple? Malthus, forgive my doubts, but why would the Grandmasters...
Oh, what am I thinking? I know where an inn is. That's where Jespar is.
It just doesn't add up.
Yeah, in the foreign quarter, the stranger's quarter, you said. At most 3 disciplines. Is that in terms of, you know, you can get all the points in one tree, or you can get up to the top of 3 trees? The Dancing Nomad. Here, I'd like a room.
As I said, the offer stands. Just
Wait a moment. You're an outlander, aren't you?
Evening.
Yes? Is it that obvious?
Only if you know what to look for. I'm one myself, so I do. Balhazer, pleased to make your acquaintance. Tell me, if you're new in this city, are you perchance also looking for work? Excuse me, what was I saying? I'm looking for a hand.
Well, if you can remember where exactly are you from? You don't look that foreign.
Well, neither do you. But to answer your question, I'm Orizali, but 3rd generation Orizali, so it doesn't show that much anymore. Apart from my name and my skin, there's little left of my roots, I'm afraid. Anyway, so what did you say? Interested in some well-paid, honest work?
I'm more interested in the first part than the second. Well paid is good. What do you have in mind?
It's simple. I want you to find something for me. You know, I'm a healer, just like my father was, and my grandfather before that. When he came to this country, he did so because he had been hired by an Arca noblewoman, a bright lady who valued science and the arts of healing. In any case, my grandfather spent a large portion of life working for this lady in an old, abandoned fort near the now deserted village of Fogville. Together with a good dozen other apothecary, he planned for my father to succeed him. But before he had the chance to, the mushroom plague occurred.
The mushroom plague? You mean the one that destroyed the Wisterwood, did it?
Yes, that one. The spores of those mushrooms have literally sucked all the life from the forest and its surroundings. Plus, they are a threat to everyone who comes close.
Did your grandfather's work have anything to do with that?
It does seem likely, doesn't it? Both my father and I have asked my grandfather this question too, but he has always denied it. The plague was a magical phenomenon, a freak of nature, no more, no less. Those were his words. However, I've made some troubling discoveries which have led me to doubt that. I believe the plague might have been fabricated.
Fabricated? Why would anyone do... Well, it's a plague. Why would anyone want to make that?
Well, this is exactly what I want you to find out. Unfortunately, the noblewoman who my grandfather worked for has long been dead, and she was the last in their bloodline, so I couldn't find any answers there. But the old fortress where they worked still stands. Go there and look for answers. If my grandfather had something to do with this, I want to know.
And you're not going yourself because...
Look at me. You'll have the answer. I'm old and far from made for the road to begin with. Furthermore, all those undead who've been roaming the wilderness since that red madness began don't exactly make the idea more inviting. But don't worry. If you succeed, I'll make it worth your while.
Can you define worth my while? Why is this so important to you?
Isn't that obvious? Because I want to understand. You know, we Arzalines believe in the debt of blood. If my grandfather committed a crime, it is my responsibility to atone for it. Plus, I believe that if there was a way to, well, to cure that plague, it is hidden within that fortress. Whatever harm the mushrooms can do, they can also reverse it. My father never cared much about all this, but I'm different. If there's one thing I want to achieve in my life, then it's clarity.
Alright, sure, let's say I do this. Where's the fortress? What do you need me to look for?
Look at me. You'll have... Furthermore, but don't worry. If you... reports, scrolls, samples of their work, anything that could be of relevance. Just look around. Do you have a map?
Yep, here you go.
Here. The fortress should be in this area. Best you take Myra to Fogville.
Oh,
in the
I've been
village
there.
harbor, there was a hut where my grandfather
I
lived
know
when he was
exactly
off
the place
duty.
you're talking about.
Chances are you'll find a key to the fortress there.
Well, that's just how it
Good
is.
luck,
Always.
and thank you. If you have found the material, you can find me in the Undercity, near the old waterworks. My laboratory is there.
Yes.
Yeah, I know exactly the place you're talking about. Because I've been to Fogville. I remember there being a harbor with an abandoned house that I couldn't get into. So first things first, we're going to get a room.
Malfast's blessings.
Move along.
Okay.
Yes, you should go into the Whisperwood and see what you can find in the old water.
What? Let's...
In my laboratory.
Innkeeper,
Malfast's blessings.
I'm looking for a room for the night.
And our room's looking for you. It's Snow Ark Noble Quarter, but it's warm and clean. Want it?
Sure thing.
Good. We'll open up the room for you. And please, no shady business. We walk the righteous path in here and don't want any trouble.
Don't worry, I don't have enough friends to cause trouble.
Come back anytime.
Just spar. Speaking of
Hey,
somebody,
you came.
Joseph, I
Come on, take a seat.
That's just...
So, tell me, how are you holding up? It must have been quite the whirlwind. Yesterday, a refugee from another country, and now a prodigy with a magic great enough to impress old Bushybeard.
I'm fine. Thanks for asking.
Well, that's good to hear. I'm quite curious to see how things keep on with you. You're different. I noticed that the time we met. Anyhow, tell me, what do you make of this country now that you've had some time to look around? I
Is
figure
there an
it must
option
be
to
quite
say
the
you
change
guys
from
dance
Myra.
weird? Recent events. What does that mean? You know, finding a. I've been killing a lot of bandits. Yeah, you're right about that.
Yeah, I can picture that. You know, this is exactly the reason why I love inns so much. The sky can rain fire out there. In here, you'll always meet laughter and good humor. Not to mention all the good-looking men and women.
Yeah, some of the ladies are not to be scoffed at needs. Some of the men are not to be scoffed at either. I mean, for as good as you get with potato-faced Skyrim people.
Absolutely. Though I think I've seen enough of this place by now. Of Enderal, I mean. There's a ship sailing for Calais next morning, and as it seems, it will be the last one for quite some time to come. Who knows? Maybe they still have a cabin to spare for a handsome treasure hunter.
Wait, you're gonna leave? Everything. After all that's happening right now, you're just gonna hop up, pull up stakes, leave, and leave?
Oh well. This entire thing was more a coincidence than planned anyhow. The Order needed someone with skill and discretion, and I was around. End of story. I never intended to stick around for much longer. Heck, me as an ambassador of the Holy Order, could you imagine that? Not one step further, O fair maiden. Drop your garments so we may both bathe in Malphas's holy light.
Oh my gosh.
Actually, not that bad, don't you think?
The world is falling to pieces, but yeah, very convincing. I'm sure there'll be. I'm sure there must be 2 people in the world who will fall for that.
Oh, you're too kind. But you know, at the end of the day, I guess I'd probably lack both the pathos and the idealism for such a profession. You know, I'm aware of how these esteemed keepers up there talk about sellswords like me. I could save 30 virgins from a Myrodon rampage. At the end of the day, they'd always say I did it for the money, because I wanted to bet the women, or whatever.
Well, is it true?
I'm driven by inferior motives. While no matter what their actions end in, they are good guys, because they do things for the right reasons. If only they'd understand that it's results that matter, not intentions. What does the wise hermit say? Nothing is of less importance to the saved than the reason for their rescue. The only difference between a mercenary like me and a holy warden is that I'm at least aware of the fact that I do what I do for myself, and no one else.
Well, so what are you trying to say?
I'm trying to say that all those heroes and self-declared messiahs are no better than everyone else. In the end, we are all selfish, because we always act in accordance to what we think we have to be like. So yes, maybe the keeper saves the farmer from the bandits. But at the end of the day, he does it because he sees himself in a certain light. You know, the funny thing is that a lot of times, it's especially those who think of themselves driven by a higher purpose who are the really dangerous ones. They don't understand what drives them, and that makes them easy to manipulate. The only thing left to do for the capable hate monger or tyrant is to somehow combine his own ambitions with the mental image of this person. And presto, you've got your perfect puppet, only waiting to dive into the next hail of arrows for their honor, their religion, or whatever they thought of this time. It's just so idiotic, you know? The world would be a much better place if everyone could just acknowledge that the only reason we're here is that we want to be happy.
Yeah, tell me more. Every person just wants to be happy. That's the purpose of life? Yeah, I can see that.
Seek bliss and avoid pain, as the wise hermit likes to say. And believe me, once you realize that that's how people just work, life is a lot better.
Don't you have some kind of goal?
Oh, yeah, I do. And this goal is called surviving. And if possible, to be able to enjoy a good glass of wine or an exciting night from time to time.
So you're saying we're all egotists? How can we be sure there's no other purpose in our life? No other reason for our existence?
I don't know. Call it a feeling. But if there is such a thing as a universal point to our lives, then I'm pretty sure we won't find it within the pre-digested philosophies or religions most people believe in.
I can accept that.
And hey, I'd be the last one to reject this great truth if she were to knock on my door, naked and tits jiggling. But until then, I'd rather try and find my own answers.
So, does this apply to everyone, even the heroes?
Places, you make it sound so dramatic. Doing something for your own sake doesn't make you selfish. But yeah, basically that's it.
You know, I think you're right. I mean, part of me is saying I'm a heretic, so that's kind of what I go for, but yeah, I don't think that there's... It doesn't sound empty. I mean, life is what you make of it, but yeah, I think you're right.
You do? And here I thought I'd get an indignant cry and a splash of wine thrown in my face.
Too late, don't have
That's
wine.
how most people react. In any case, I think I'll take my leave now. I very much enjoyed our talk. but the ship to Kilé leaves before the first cocks crow tomorrow, and I want some more time to think about it.
I wouldn't mind if you say this city does need more good-looking adventurers.
Well, it most recently gained a good-looking Aramese man. Maybe that'll make up for when I leave. Keep your chin up.
You too.
That's just how it is. Everything was going to work in the Ark.
Let's very quickly swap out of this.
May the heart of the cards beat for you.
Let's go for pretty low stakes, because I don't have much money. 11, huh? Am I supposed to beat that? When I roll the dice, my final number of points will not be more than 3 times that. Okay. Sure, let's... $16, maximum 28. So if I get 10 or more, I lose. Don't cast the dice. Ah, my 2 pennies. Sure. And my 0 does not. The 0 on my keypad doesn't want to work. Seven. Excuse me. I've already made my money back. Is there a point to this game besides, losing money? So if I get another 10, I'm good. Okay, we're good. Hey. No, I think I'm good for now.
A game? Come on, take a seat.
Oh, are you sure? I just stole some of your money right now. That's not fair. Right now we're gonna go upstairs. We're gonna sleep the night off.
Yes, you should.
And then we're gonna head out to.
See what you can find in the
What's going on up here?
I'll wait for you in the Undercity, in my laboratory.
Huh?
Shit.
None of you guys want to talk to me? Oh wow, is this my bed? Apparently I can't take any of that. That's a pity. Alright, first task today. Go up the Noble District. Will they question me if I wear my regular armor?
She-Ra.
Well,
Probably
that's
will.
just how he is. Always talking rot.
So what we're gonna do is we're gonna drop a save before we use the signpost, and then go to the Noble District.
Walk blessed, my friend. You look disheartened, and I have just the right thing for you. A visit to our gallery. Dozens of beautiful paintings by different artists, each of them a treat for the eye.
You don't sound very excited
Come now,
about
for
it.
tomorrow you may not have a chance. Well, probably because I'm not. My husband thinks running around the city and talking to every peasant who crosses my path will help us get our gallery running again. But that's just idiotic.
Oh. What's wrong with the gallery? Why is it going wrong?
That's one way to put it. Truth be told, if the Golden Sickle doesn't decide to leave a barrel full of coin on our doorstep tomorrow, we won't be able to pay rent much longer. Especially now that my esteemed mother has decided to play hermit. Wow. Listen to me. A month ago, I would have been too proud to admit this. Now I shouted at a complete stranger.
What's your mom have to do with that?
She's a painter. Our best-selling painter, to be precise. Some people even came from other countries to see her portraits. At least before the war.
What makes her painting so special?
It's hard to describe. She's portrayed half of Ark's nobility by now. At least that's what it feels like. And she does it. The paintings are just so intense. I don't know how else to put it. That's why people are willing to pay a fortune for them. It's crazy if you think about it.
So she's playing hermit. Is she outside the city then, or?
Well, what I said. For months, she has not reacted to our letter, nor sent one herself. And what's worse, she hasn't sent us any new paintings. Which is one of the reasons why this place isn't going so well. And in case you wonder why we just don't visit her, my mother was always a little special. And where she resides reflects that. The Dark Valley.
Aren't you worried about her? Well, I guess I get around. I could drop in and see if she's there.
You'd do that. That's quite the offer, to be honest. A word of warning in advance. I cannot pay you. That is, unless you're interested in a painting from Prince Myth. But I warn you, they're as bad as his poems.
Ugh. Yeah, I'll probably just drop in. I'll get around to it anyway.
A little detour in a place swarming with undead eager for your blood. Right. I hope you know what you're doing. I really do. But still, I guess I'm too selfish to decline your offer. It's worth a try. My mother and I, we don't exactly have a good relationship. But still, I need to know she's all right. You said you travel a lot, so you have a map with you, right? Show me. So there you go. That's where her hut should be, at least approximately. Good luck, and thanks.
Yes?
Where am I looking for? Right. Well, in the absence of any immediate knowledge of where the heck to go, somewhere in here, I guess. There's the Dark Valley. So she's somewhere in here, I guess. We might head there after we go to old Rashengrad. But for now, we're going to be bumming around the city and, you know, look and see if we can't find that person. Wonder how much the Myrad costs. Pus beetles are in the Powder Desert.
My sir?
Yes?
We're going to very quickly save before we go in here, because, you know, I get the feeling we might get thrown out. You know, that kind of is a question for me. Why does reading spell tomes destroy them? Do I just, you know, read through them really quickly and that just destroys the binding of the book for some reason? Is this the wrong gate? But I have a quest marker. Nope, this is the Noble's Quarter. Oh, that's the Myra Tower. Very well, we don't have fast travel, do we? I forgot about that. You stay awake. You're a guard.
Yes.
You can't sleep. Ooh, notice board. What can I do for about? One Virtuous the Ripper. Sure, why not? I forgot about the troll thing. I was supposed to do that last night.
Hungry for arcane secrets? I have books, scrolls, potions, anything for friends and packages.
So the gate to the nobles is over that way. Yeah. I keep pressing the wrong buttons for each thing because I keep forgetting to point which. In fact, we're just really quickly going to rechange that because we want sprint to be on shift. Much better. And a quick save in case they decide they don't like me here. Do you have anything to say, Mr. Guard?
Monsieur?
Exactly. I am a sir. I belong here. Now, if I were a missing apprentice, where would I be?
Please, I'm so hungry.
Not in the watchtower.
Right from the Farmer's Coast and Doonville.
What time is it right now? 9:48 a.m.
Hard times.
Walk blast. What can I do for
are you the
you?
person I'm looking for? No.
Honest answer? Bad. Since this whole red madness thing started, the roads aren't safe to travel anymore. At least, not for those who don't have the coin to pay an armed escort. And that's most of us merchants.
Well, I'm selling a sword.
But, well, you scratch along somehow, don't you? As long as people eat and the farmers deliver, I'll have customers. I really shouldn't complain so much.
No, you deserve to complain if your business is being
May your
threatened.
path always be even.
Spark ruler and firebolt, huh? What does that do? Probably things I can't afford.
Oh my, now who is this? To see you here fills me with bliss. 'Cause I can tell just from your eyes you search for magical disguise. Well, you can buy such from the stash of Emberlord and Fireflash.
Let me prepare my
Firefly.
firefly.
So yes, hooray!
Your
What
rhymes,
can I
they
do
make
for
me
you
want to
today?
die.
Oh my, now who is this? To see you here fills me with
why
bliss.
are you talking rhyme?
Oh, this one is curious. I'm sad to have to tell you this, even though I'm not furious. My secrets stay in the abyss. Ah, blazes.
I see.
I hope so.
Show me what you're selling, please.
My wares it is you want to see. I promise you, they'll bring you glee.
Yeah. Oh, you've got a lot of stuff, a lot of books, don't you? All these fancy books that I want but I can't afford. Oh, that's an interesting tome, but like another one that I can't afford. And it's not worth reading above the 80 armor rating that I already have. Ooh, that one. No, that I'm still thinking in terms of Skyrim saying, oh, that's a great one for training restoration. No, because you don't learn restoration like that anymore. Oh! That I want. Because magical bow generally does better damage than the new stuff, so that is worth it. That is very worth it.
Oh my, now who is this? To see you here fills me with bliss. 'Cause I can tell just from your eyes you search.
We're going to put that on favorites, we're going to keep it there forever.
Magical disguise.
Wow, that's nice armor you're wearing there.
It's leather, it's light armor, it's crap, kid.
Yes? What are you doing here?
I'm investigating a missing person. Uriah's house, huh? Well, have your eyes.
Now, come on, just a little to the left and... Blasted blazes! You are really, really starting to annoy me, you know that?
What?
Oh, now look at that. A visitor. Great. Just great. What do you want? Are you here because of the placard?
What placard?
Oh, great. And here I thought someone had actually read it. But no, if it isn't about mine song and fair ladies, people just don't care. I'm looking for a helping hand, an adventurer.
Well, shoot.
Someone willing to take over a very important task for Horst and me.
Horst?
Yes, Horst. And no, he is not my imaginary friend, but this gorgeous example of Enderalian metallurgy and starling ingeniousness right beside me. My personal centurion, and soon my new body.
Okay, I get you're rebuilding this. I get you've named him Horst. But Horst is your new body.
Yes, steel instead of flesh, energy instead of blood. Away with this useless shell and its pathetic fugacity. In Horst's body, I will live on forever.
And so I know you. How did you become the machine?
You wouldn't understand this, even if you'd been my apprentice for 15 years. If it helps you, just imagine that I transfer my consciousness, my soul, into Horst's body.
With a soul gem?
And by doing this, I become him. Apotheosis, that's what the scholars from Kyra call it. Man's ascent to something higher. A deity, you could say. The only logical response to current events, by the way.
What do you mean by that?
Red madness. Death of the Lightborn. You don't need to be one of those keepers to see something is happening in this world.
I suppose.
It's going south. And other than the Holy Order and his new Naramese magically gifted pals I am no friend of, trying to pray away such threats, we need to change humanity. The apotheosis, the overcoming of our fleshly nature, is the first step. Unfortunately, I seem to be the only one who sees it that way. But hey, that's their choice.
And what do you need my help with?
Oh, with this and that. Errands. Tasks your rough hands are better suited for than mine. But first, we need to find my assistant, Pathira.
Oh, no.
She's gone missing.
Where did she go?
Well, I suppose she took a flying unicorn to Old Aranath. I don't know, sod it, else I wouldn't ask you for your help, would I? For his completion, Horst is asking something important. Some kind of steering unit, you might call it. Pathira and I have done research and found out that Dalmarak and his cohorts in Thalgard worked on a machine there that might employ a similar mechanism. Even though I had strongly spoken out in favor of an armed escort to send with her, Pathira had insisted on going alone. And surprise, I haven't heard from her since.
So, Thalgard, tell me about that. What happened there?
Something that makes it the ideal place to go if you're suicidal and you're looking for a quick way out. You're an outlander, aren't you? How can I explain that without going beyond the scope? Dalmarak. Does the name ring a bell? He was an arcanist who lived about 2,000 years ago. Back then, the Order planned to build a second great city here in Enderal, situated in a region we now call Goldenforst. But, as it turned out, the place was everything but a good choice for a settlement. No crops would grow there, and the water made the settlers sick. So 3 years after the founding of the first settlement, Malif, the Order forced the settlers to abandon the mission and return to Ark. But, as things are with vain personalities, Dalmarak, who had been in charge of the mission, didn't like that idea at all. Malif had been his dream, and so he wanted to hold on to it no matter what the price. One of his ways to do so was a device he called the Sun Wheel, an old Pyrean construction which was meant to make the barren lands fertile again. You can figure out the rest. One night there was a bright flash of light, and since then Thalgard has been contaminated. Apart from a few animals and the Sunborn, savages whose brains have been rotted by the green fog there, it's deserted. In the first few centuries to follow, the fog spread as far as Goldenforst, but by now it's receded from there.
So, you sent this Pathira into an area that's suicidal in... Did she argue against the armed escort? Why the hell not? Why wouldn't she? Why would she not want backup?
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. But as I said, she insisted. You know, she's of the lone wolfish type, if you get what I mean. Here, this is the place where Pathira said she would set up her camp. From here, she planned to go explore the nearby ruins. And please don't die, else I have no idea how to get horsed up and running.
Oh boy.
What?
Oh, I haven't talked. You're never Never mind. In the bathhouse, maybe? Oh, that's never gonna look good. I've been sent to find a missing girl, so I'm looking in the bathhouse. Have I read that? Yes, I have.
Some shifts never end. That's just how it is. So many strange faces. Well, isn't it nice?
I suppose so. Oh, it's the scales. Never mind. I thought it was the handle of a big sword for a second there. Huh. So is she maybe in one of the loft
Yes.
houses?
What are you doing?
Gaboff's Premium Wares. Gaboff, does that mean you talk a lot? Gabo or Gaboff?
Now look at that. A new face. How can Gabor Gabov serve you today? A Purian dagger, mayhaps? No? How about an ancient claymore for the steps of Ereziel?
I really need that new herbal essence.
What do you sell?
Wait. Say that again.
What exactly are you selling here?
Oh, by the name of the sun! You're Neremaze, aren't you? And even better, you're from Ostian. Oh, by the now deceased seven gods. What brings you here? To Enderal, I mean.
The war and a general desire to escape. You're Ostian too, aren't you?
Indeed, I am. And before you ask, I fled, just as you probably did. Even though the artist inside of me loves the chaos, the family man doesn't. At least not enough that he would risk the life of his family.
Good man.
And well, now here I am. By the face of time, what a dull place this is. The people here, this endless rambling about the path and Malthus. I would have never thought the Order could actually succeed in keeping the truth about the Lightborn's death from the people so long. But in a place like this, that problem pretty much solves itself, it seems. The people here are so obstinate. I was surprised to find out they do not still pray to a Satyron.
So, From what you said, you look like you're selling artifacts. You don't look like you go through much crypt crawling, do you?
Oh, my friend. If I were to tell you this, what reason would you have for my services? Secret of the trade.
See, I was thinking more in terms of secret of my services, because I do go ruins delving. So you say you're an artist?
Oh yes, that I am. Painter of the black powder, the fiery moments, one could say. In Nerim I could make a living from that. But in this country, my art is not exactly acknowledged.
What do you got?
Just take your time.
Lots of books. Crap armor, crap potions. Onduzi's key could be useful. Oh, can you build your own enchanting station? What do all these things do? Can you build houses? I think I can build a house. Oh, I'm gonna have to come back here when I have money.
Safe travels.
Thank you very much.
Hello.
Oh, it's a fire, okay. Golden Forest. Let's see. So Golden Forest have Vatirs, Lost Ones. Couldn't get there through the Ice Passive Arc, the Powdered Desert. Wish I could read this later on, you know, take it with me and say, okay, what can I... Alas, I only have 40 gold, so that's not gonna happen.
Walk blessed.
One day, I'm gonna be an adventurer, and I'm gonna explore the entire world.
Mirella's miraculous mixtures.
I understand
your turmoil, madame. But still, right now, the Order cannot...
Waste a keeper to search for a pathless heretic? That's it, isn't it?
This is not what I said.
But what you thought. You know what? You shamed, all of you. When I was young, being a keeper meant something. But I suppose those times are over.
Anything else I can help you with, madame?
Anything I can help you with?
Oh, whether there's something troubling me? Let me think. Yes. For example, that the Holy Order, since that Aranthiel is holding the reins again, cares more about digging up Pyrean ruins than taking care of the people of this country. Forgive me, I shouldn't have said that. It's just... never mind. Is there something you need? I need to get back to the shop.
I'd like to help.
Huh? No. I appreciate your offer, but it would be too dangerous. This would have been a mission for a keeper, but they are too busy polishing their armors.
See, the fun thing about chainmail is that you don't have to polish it a lot. Yeah, I can take care of myself.
Oh my. Well, fine. Who am I to reject a helping hand? I am missing someone, and I'm not speaking figuratively. My son, my only son.
Well, what happened to him?
It's complicated. Have you ever heard of the Brotherhood of Core?
Can't say I have.
I see. Then you haven't been in this city for long. The Brotherhood of Core were pathless ones. Heretics, as the Order would call them. They demented the divinity of the Lightborn, and instead prayed to some barbaric deity called Core. Initially, they were ridiculed, but thanks to their leader and his talent to poison lost souls with his ideology, more and more our people, especially Sublimes, converted to his cult. And, well, among them was also my son, Rukas. Oh, I don't know where I failed as a mother, I really don't. 4 times a week I took him to the chapel to pray when he was a boy, and I all girls, boys. You know what I mean. But apparently that wasn't enough. He was one of the first to convert and take those ridiculous vows, even though he wasn't even 20 winters old back then. I suppose there's only so much you can do as a parent.
I guess so, yeah. What kind of vows did he take?
A vow of silence, and please do not ask me what for. It has something to do with the followers of Kor believing language somehow poisons the mind. Some pathless rubbish.
And where's this brotherhood now? I haven't heard of them before.
Yes, because the Order, Malthus be praised, banished them from the city. The Kor didn't bother too much, but apparently one of their seers has had some kind of vision only shortly before that happened. She saw an island in the Red Sea near Doomville. So, this is where they went. They built a small settlement there about 5 winters ago, and Rukas went with them.
And you haven't heard from him since?
No, nothing. But even so, I wanted to know he was all right, so I paid a myriad warden to, once each moon, fly over the island to see if everything is in order, so to speak. And, well, this is essentially what's troubling me. For 3 weeks, the island has been deserted. No sign of life anywhere.
Huh. And so you wanted to see... That's why I wanted the Order to take a look there. Yeah, I can do that.
Thank you. That means a lot to me. If you could find Rukas, I would be happy to reward your efforts. You see, I just want to know if he's all right. Pathlessness aside, he is still my son. Anyway, best you talk to the myriad warden in the South Quarter. He can take you somewhere close to the island. I will be in my shop.
Well, I think we're getting pretty close to a part here. But, we haven't found the person we're looking for. Unless she's hiding in the library somewhere. Librarian, do you have a copy of Myths and Legends?
Malthus's blessing, dear sir. Might I interest you in a ware from my most exquisite assortment?
Sure, what you got?
I am certain you will find something.
Nope, nothing.
May his light guide you. Come back if you find the time.
No, any sign of our dear...
Hard times these are. Hard times.
Oh, there is an idea. Maybe she's up top. I think I'm just indulging my curiosity at this point. And I don't have expert lockpicking, do I? Of course I don't. Because I decided I would rather have the ability to move fast when drawing a bow instead of, you know, that one right there. I'm feeling silly right now. Doing? I suppose if she is there, she can hang on up there. The guy didn't seem to have a pressing need to finish his book. It can be a vacation for him. I mean. Just as soon as this thing loads.
Hymn of the Desert King.
Sir?
But yeah, we completely failed to find this missing girl. However, what we have done is we've picked up a bunch of quests. So what we're gonna do after next week probably, or next time I record, I guess, is we're going to take a Myrat over here over to Probably the Myra Tower in the Northern Heartland. Meet Lashiri, get my fever taken care of, and then maybe swing around and hunt this wild mage for Tillis the Ripper.
From the velvet sky they fall.
It's gonna be a busy day tomorrow.